Morning to all. I am Dr. P. Surendranan, Department of Chemistry, Science and Humanities from Sri Muthukumar Institute of Technology, Chennai. Today we are discussing about water technology and water technology objectives define hard and soft water, identify the types of hard water and able to calculate the hardness of water. Identify requirements of boiler feed water and disadvantages of using hard water in boiler. Solve the boiler problem of corrosion, design or modify softening methods. Water technology introduction. Water most important for human, animals and plants. 80% of earth's surface is with water. Distribution of earth waters. Fresh water 33%, other 0.9%, rivers 2%. Rainwater is considered as a purest form, domestic and industrial usage. Surface and groundwater water pollution and impurities. Generally, biological water pollution like bacteria, protozoa, etc. it affect on color, odor, turbidity of purest form of water. Suspended like plant, animals, decay matter, color, odor, taste. It will affect of purest water. The colloidal substance like inorganic materials, animal matter like affected to color, turbidity. Dissolved gases and inorganic dissolved like odor, hardness affected to the purest water. Water treatment or water technology. Process of removal of all types of impurities from water and making it for domestic and industrial usage. Hard water. Water that does not produce leather form with the soap but produce white precipitate is called hard water. Generally hard water called calcium and magnesium dissolved in the water. The equation shows that the precipitate formation of hard water. Soft water, the water that produce lather readily with soap solution due to the absence of calcium and magnesium salts. Hardness of water, property of water that does not produce lather with soap. Temporary hardness due to presence of bicarbonates of calcium and magnesium. It can be removed boiling the water, calcium hydroxide to heat to formation of calcium carbonate. Permanent hardness due to the presence of chlorides and sulfides of calcium and magnesium. It cannot be removed by boiling, but it can be removed by lime soda process. Likewise, calcium chloride plus sodium carbonate gives calcium carbonate plus 2 sodium chloride. Zeolite processes like calcium sulfate to react with sodium zeolite to give calcium zeolite plus sodium sulfate. The water fed to boiler for the production of steam. This boiler fed water must be free of hardness causing ions, turbidity, oil, gases. Formation of deposits, scale and sludges, priming and foaming, carryover, caustic employment and boiler corrosion. Formation of deposits, scale and sludge like sludge, the loose accumulation of precipitate or suspended solids in the boiler and distribution pipes. It is usually by the substance like magnesium chloride, magnesium carbonate, calcium chloride, etc. because of their greater solubility in hot water than in cold water. If sludge has not removed periodically, they may be settled down. Scales. Harmful effects of sludge formation, boiler colored pots and distribution lines may get plugged. As sludge is bad conductor of heat, wastage of fuel occurs. It lowers the boiler efficiency. It causes increase in cleaning expenses. Scales. The precipitate formed hard and sticky to inner walls of the boiler. Impurities like calcium hydrocarbonates, calcium sulfate, magnesium hydroxide, silica, etc. Like a disadvantages of scale formation, wastage of fuels, scales has low thermal conductivity, decreases in efficiency, boiler pots may flooded or shocked, boiler explosion, overheating, crack from in scales. Prevention of scale formation at the initial stages scales can be removed by scrubber, wire, brush, etc. If the scales are brittle, they can be removed by thermal shocks by using chemicals like dilute acid ADTA. If the scales are loose by blow down process. Water technology boiler troubles. The priming and foaming carryover. During protection of steam, some water droplets because of rapid boiling are carried along with the steam. This steam with water droplets is also called wet steam. These droplets carry some dissolved salts and suspended impurities called as carryover. Like priming process of protection of wet steam, it is caused by high steam velocity, very high water level in the boiler, sudden boiling of water, very poor boiler designing. Requirements of boiler feed water. It should be has zero hardness. If hardness present in a boiler feed water, it produces scale and sludge likewise, which prevents efficient heat transfers. If dissolved the gases present in boiler feed water, it leads to boiler corrosion. If it is present in boiler feed water, it produces wet steams. Produce steaming and foaming like oil turbidity to confirm the boiler feed water. Requirements of boiler feed water: amount of impurities permitted in boiler feed water, pressure in the boiler is important consideration by different organization. At 100 bar pressure, dissolved oxygen level less than 0.02 parts per million, total hardness less than 0.5 parts per million, caustic alkalinity less than 0.5 parts per million, and soda alkalinity less than 1 parts per million. Softening and conditioning. Removal of hardness of water is known as softening or conditioning. Likewise, two ways of methods. One is external conditioning, another one is internal conditioning. It's like zeolite process and demineralization or ion exchange process. Zeolite process permitted process naturally occurring hydrate aluminum silicate. Likewise, natural green sand and non-porous. Synthetic called as permit, porous and possess gel-like structure. Zeolite or permitted process, likewise natural green sand and non-porous. Synthetic called as permit, porous and possesses gel-like structure. Hence, it is generally used for water softening represented by sodium solids. The equations are shows that the formation of zeolite process. Then advantages: water obtained will have hardness of 1 to 2 ppm only. Cheap because it can be regenerated zeolite and using of again. Equipment is compact and occupies a small space. Operation is simple. Disadvantage: water with the turbidity cannot be treated because it is blocks the pores of zeolite bed. Acid water cannot be treated because it decomposes the zeolite. The soft water produced by this method has sodium hydrogen carbonate, sodium carbonate, etc. In boiler, these salts produce carbon dioxide and sodium hydroxide that causes corrosion and caustic embrittlement. Thank you.